So we have a mashup of stories in regards to legal situations that we need to get you caught up on, including Carlee Russell being found guilty for creating this hoax that she was missing. We have to talk about DJ Envy and this real estate $1 million scheme that he's now reacting to. And Sergio Brown, formerly of the NFL, is now in police custody for the murder of his mother. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So we don't usually have a lot of time to cover each and every single story that's in the news, but these are some stories that I've been watching that I wanted to get you caught up on. As you know, we've been covering this Carlee Russell scam. We can literally call it a scam now, and we have an update. She's now been found guilty. And sidebar, she pleaded not guilty. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem, it's me. So according to the report, Carlee Russell, who's 26 years old, was found guilty by a Hoover municipal judge on Wednesday of faking her own abduction. They said the ruling came after Russell pleaded not guilty to charges of false reporting to law enforcement authorities and falsely reporting an incident. If you remember the story, she apparently called 911 saying that she saw a baby in a diaper on the side of the highway. They said despite her plea, municipal judge Brad Bishop found her guilty based on the recommendation of the state prosecutors. Bishop recommended 1 year in jail and $17,874 in restitution. He also recommended 2 fines of $831 each. Russell, holding her hands behind her back, fidgeted nervously as she entered the plea at about 2:14 p.m. yesterday. In municipal court, there is no jury trial. They said the Constitution allows anyone who faces jail time to have their case heard and decided by a jury of their peers. Bishop explained that often defendants will appeal his verdict to the Jefferson County Circuit Court to take the case to a jury trial. Russell is represented by attorneys Emery Anthony and Richard Jaff, is appealing to the circuit court. Anthony said following Wednesday's hearings, they are appealing the verdict because state prosecutors want Russell to serve jail time. And so do you guys. A lot of you feel that she abused the system, and a lot of you were really hurt that she would do something like this, especially because there are so many young black women that go missing and don't get the media attention like she did. So according to Anthony, he said there's no need of having a trial here knowing their position. We have stipulated and appealed the case, and it will start anew in the Bessemer Circuit Court. Anthony said Russell's legal team completely disagrees with jail time for a Class A misdemeanor, especially when it's Russell's first offense. He says, if you can find where someone was put in jail for that, bring the file to me and I'll look at it. Generally, they're not put in jail. Restitution, we don't disagree with that, but to lock her up and put her in jail, we disagree. Russell was clearly nervous in court on Wednesday as she stood before the judge. Nervous as anyone that goes before a judge. I think she understands what has happened. She has apologized. So here's the thing. And this is all a legal situation, and all of our attorneys that watch, her pleading not guilty, but also apologizing. What exactly are you apologizing for if you're pleading not guilty? If you're not guilty, okay. He says, I don't want her to have a breakdown, he said. So we're handling her with kid gloves and making sure her mental state is just fine. So asked why she did it, Anthony said that that is something that will eventually come to light. We're dealing with issues with Carlee and we want the best for Carlee. We realize a mistake was made, but we don't want to just pile on right now. The lawyer said that he believes that the amount of restitution sounded fair given the resources extended during the search. Anthony said he doesn't know if more charges will be filed, because that was when we initially reported on this a few weeks ago. We said, okay, these are the particular charges that she's facing. Doesn't mean that they are the end of the charges that she could be facing. So Anthony said he doesn't know if more charges will be filed, but said the defense was invited by the Attorney General's office to speak up before a grand jury. They declined. Asked where she was during the 49 hours that she was missing, Anthony says, I think you'll have to ask the Attorney General's office. He says that the AG's office, I don't think, is being compassionate. They know the young lady was not off on a whim. They knew the young lady was not off with some young man, so they know that. So they remind us that Carlee Russell seemingly vanished on Thursday, July 13th, after calling 911 and a family member to report seeing a child about 3 or 4 years old, only wearing a diaper, walking alone on the I-459. The family member reported hearing a scream and then only the interstate noise through the open cell phone line. Russell's disappearance sparked a massive search and widespread concern. 2 days later, Russell showed up alone at her parents' Hoover home. She was taken to the UAB hospital for evaluation. While at UAB hospital, Russell told Hoover police she escaped the clutches of a man and woman who abducted her. So authorities determined Russell left her job at Woodhouse Day Spa, from which she has since been fired, as you know, after taking a robe, toilet paper, and a small amount of cash. She apparently ordered food from Tzatziki's at the Colonnade. Carlee then traveled to Target on the US 280, where she bought some granola bars, cheeses, and a drink. She remained in the parking lot there until 9:21 p.m., then drove to the I-459. Russell called 911 at 9:34 p.m. She then called her brother's girlfriend and about 9:36 p.m. went missing. They remind us that no one else at the time reported of seeing a toddler on the highway. Russell traveled approximately 1,600 yards while on the phone with 911. Police found Russell's wig, cell phone, and purse near her vehicle. Her Apple Watch was in her purse. The food for the Tzatziki's was in her car. Items from Target as well as items taken from the spa were not at the scene. So this case is still not over. It will be interesting to see if she actually serves jail time. As always, guys, in the comment section, let us know if you think that she should serve any sort of jail time. I don't know. We are a big society here in the United States where we just like to lock people up and we don't want to rehabilitate people. So I think she definitely needs some sort of punishment for what she's done. I don't know if that requires jail time. There's definitely help that she needs to do. And if that means hundreds and hundreds of hours of community service with people that have really suffered at the hands of abduction and abuse, that might be the best bet for Carlee Russell. So let's move on to this other story that I've been watching, but I haven't talked about because I've just been watching it because I was wondering what has been going on. So former NFL player Sergio Brown, okay, KSPN loading. Sergio Brown was recently taken into custody after he and his mom went missing. His mom was eventually found not alive, and a lot of people assumed that he had something to do with it. He then showed up on social media in Mexico. Well, Mexico recently deported him, and as soon as he came here in the United States, he was arrested. So CNN writes this. Former NFL player Sergio Brown, who has been missing since his mother's death last month, was taken into custody on Tuesday after a warrant was issued for first-degree murder in her killing, police said in a statement. Brown, who's 35 years old, was arrested in San Diego while re-entering the U.S. from Mexico. He's awaiting extradition to Maywood, a suburb of Chicago, to face this charge. Mexican law enforcement officers have known Brown's whereabouts since at least September 19th, a law enforcement source familiar with the investigation told CNN. Mexican law enforcement deported him after authorities in Illinois obtained an arrest warrant pertaining to his mother's passing. Brown's deportation was not without incident, though, the source said, indicating that the former NFL player created a disturbance on an extradition flight from Mexico City to Tijuana and was threatened with removal by the plane's captain. So San Diego Sheriff's Department inmate records indicated that Brown was in the agency's custody on Wednesday and is being held on a felony fugitive arrest warrant. A court hearing is set for November 13th. So according to CNN, they said under the U.S. interstate extradition laws, a hearing is required if a defendant does not waive extradition. A court would be required to provide the final sign-off before Brown is removed from California and taken to Illinois. So the body of his mother, who was 73 years old, was found in a creek behind her Maywood home on September 16th. They said relatives have alerted police that they've been unable to find or contact her or her son at the time. So the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office determined that his mom passed away due to injuries related to an assault, and the manner of the death was ruled a homicide, according to a spokesperson, Natalia Devarani. You may know who Sergio Brown is. He was a defensive back for Notre Dame before signing with the New England Patriots as an undrafted free agent in 2010. He played 7 seasons in the NFL as a member of the Patriots, Illinois Colts, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Buffalo Bills. So if you've been following this story, then you may recall the history behind this, where the family went to social media looking for their brother. At one point, his brother Nick Brown went on social media. My brother Sergio is still missing. If anyone knows where he is, I want him to know that I love you and please come home. But then this video surfaced of Sergio Brown in Mexico, basically saying it's fake news in regards to him being involved, I'm assuming, or whatever was going on. He even said at one point that he thought that his mother was on vacation. If you saw the video, then you knew that something felt off about that situation. We're going to continue to follow this story, guys, but as always, be sure to weigh in below. So this is another story that we've been following in regards to DJ Envy from The Breakfast Club. So as I said before, we can't cover everything because we're not CNN, we're not KNN. However, this story is pretty interesting because now DJ Envy is coming out and saying he didn't scam anybody. I was scammed too. So our friends over at NBC wrote this, and they said that popular radio host DJ Envy is under scrutiny for promoting a real estate venture of a friend that some investors now say was a scheme. On his syndicated iHeartRadio show, The Breakfast Club, Envy had often promoted the real estate venture of his pal Cesar Pina. But it's more than just a passing endorsement. Sidebar, I'm actually concerned that iHeart would even allow him to promote any of his businesses on this platform without them doing their due diligence. I don't know. Could they be facing their own legal situation? We shall see. So DJ Envy said on his radio show, "We've helped so many people, not just regular people, but celebrities, athletes, and executives." Envy and Caesar teamed up for seminars, including one at a convention center pitching opportunities to flip properties, often in distressed areas of New Jersey. Jose Santiago and his wife, Jessica Ortiz, said that they believed investing in a real estate venture in Patterson neighborhood would be their ticket to the American dream. They said, "That's the reason I got into real estate, so we could actually start flipping properties, buying properties, so that we could have something for our kids in the future," Ortiz told News 4. The couple says that they connected with entrepreneur Caesar after seeing him on social media with DJ Envy. "He's advertising this all over the radio and television, so I thought this was legit. We invested $200,000 and it looks like we won't ever get it back." So they said the pitch to invest in rundown properties that would be renovated and flipped for money. They said the promised return up to 30% of the profits. In some cases, Caesar didn't even own the properties, including the one Santiago and Ortiz took $200,000 in equity from their Florida home to finance this project. They said that they were told profits would come within 4 months, but they never saw a dime. They're not the only ones. There's more. Santiago says that "I'm paying the interest now every month and I have nothing." Nigel Champlin claims that he was conned by Caesar into investing $235,000 into the same Patterson property, along with homes in Hawthorne and Maplewood that each required $300,000. He says this to News 4. "There were other people investing in these exact same properties. It was a scam. It was a lie." Augie Rios owns a custom auto wrap shop in Lodi and says he worked on DJ Envy's cars for years and believed his pitch. He did get back a return on an initial investment with Caesar, but maintains a second investment on a Patterson property went south. He says, "I wouldn't have invested in Caesar if it wasn't for DJ Envy." He says, "I lost a total of $64,000. After receiving 2 bonded checks, Rio said that he got a visit from Caesar carrying a box of jewelry. He was told, he says, "Take this jewelry until I can pay you back," who estimates the box held $15,000 to $20,000 worth of goods. Then there's record producer Anthony Martini, who was also allegedly scammed, who invested in what he thought was a promising apartment project. He says, I lost $1 million. Martini says that he invested because of DJ Envy, someone he'd known for years. His attorney has filed a lawsuit. So NBC News continues. They said the complaint floodgates opened up when alleged victims started appearing on the social media platform of influencer Tony the Closer, a self-proclaimed real estate scam watchdog. Dozens of lawsuits have now been filed against Caesar and his wife, several also named DJ Envy, who has sued Tony the Closer for defamation after also going on him live. DJ Envy said on the stream with Tony, I didn't take a dime from anyone. Envy, whose real name is Rashawn Casey, declined to talk to the I-Team, instead referring us to his powerful Manhattan real estate attorney. The attorney said that the radio personality lost $500,000 to the Pinas in an investment deal to transform a vacant school building into a Patterson into rental properties. Envy's attorney says Envy is a victim, just like the other alleged victims are in connection with the scam. He's contending daily with cases that are being filed improperly against him. Well, he's also the bigger name and allegedly, I didn't hear it for myself, so I'm going to say allegedly, promoted this scam on the radio show. So NBC says, question why the DJ does not use his radio show to warn other victims. His attorney cites ongoing litigation. The attorney is seeking dismissal of all lawsuits. So, however, on Thursday, DJ Envy and The Breakfast Club posted on Instagram a video of DJ Envy responding to the allegations that he was involved in the scams. He said, let me explain some things. My attorneys don't want me to speak, but I think there's things that I need to clear up a bit. He says, Caesar and myself did seminars. Now the reasons why I did this seminar is because I wanted to uplift my community. He says, I wanted to teach my community about real estate, things that I didn't know when I was first buying my first home. He says, I wanted to teach our community about investing and in generational wealth. He says, so I did these seminars and brought industry professionals to all of these seminars. That's what I wanted to do for my people. Now, Caesar, if he took money, I wasn't privy to it, nor did I even know. But I do understand how people feel they did give him money because I gave him a lot of money that I didn't see a dollar of returned. But for anybody to say I was involved, that is totally not true. DJ Envy also said that the court documents showcased that he was not involved in the scam. He says, if you read the court document, Caesar wrote an affidavit that said DJ Envy had no knowledge of me investing people's money. He wasn't there. He wasn't a part of those conversations. He wasn't even nowhere in those meetings. Those are documents that is out there. So if we're going to talk about the truth, let's talk about the truth, DJ Envy said. Jennifer Pina, Caesar's wife, meanwhile, insists the money is coming. Girl, telling News 4, I say, just hold tight and we're going to come through. So NBC ends this off by saying there is some hope for investors who bought properties in Patterson and elsewhere in New Jersey. A judge has appointed a bankruptcy trustee to oversee some of the Pina's companies. Look, we're just going to have to wait and see. That's the problem of promoting products that or things like this that you could end up being liable for. We're going to continue to follow all of these cases, guys, but I want to hear your thoughts in the comments section. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
You bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll ask you. Follow me, lead it. Just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.